Hey everybody, how's it going? So I thought I'd give you a quick update on my flexibility, mobility, stretchy stuff, and just provide you with my progress and some insight into the little things that I've noticed. And then I want to finish this off with recovery. This is finishing up the conversation that I had with the GolfYogi a few weeks ago. So to start off with, when I first get up, I do 2 stretches just to kind of get the blood flowing and limber up before I get into any other deep stretches. These are the 2 stretches that I do. Just a squat into a pike position, and then I move from that into a downward dog and upward dog. And this really just kind of gets my back limbered up, because that's my biggest problem area, is my back. My lower back and kind of like my middle back to shoulders, mainly because I'm sitting at a desk a lot of the times in front of a computer. And when I'm not sitting in front of my 27-inch screen desktop, I'm sitting in front of like this little laptop where I'm squinting and hunched over. So once I finish those, then I jump into a full body flexibility, mobility routine. And I have a couple that I bounce back and forth in between. I'll have the links down below for both of these full body mobility exercises. They go anywhere from 15 minutes to 20 minutes. And I will do these either every single day or every second day, depending on what kind of workout I'm doing. Now, I found it really helpful while I'm doing these stretches is to make a mental note of which ones are causing me problems or areas where I'm really stiff while I'm doing the stretch. Because then I go back afterwards and I retarget those specific areas just so I can get like a nice deep stretch. Now, from a newbie's perspective, these aren't tips or tricks. They're just insights that I have for someone who doesn't really stretch all that much and hasn't in the past. Now, for anyone who does a lot of stretching or mobility exercises, these aren't going to be mind-blowing. But when I started to realize how much they were helping me and realize that they're just little tweaks, little changes here and there, helped my flexibility a lot. I saw a lot more progress and helped me settle into some of the stretches a lot easier than I was settling in before. So these seem really silly. One obviously is breath. Constantly breathing while you're doing your stretches. Breathing into the area that's maybe causing problems, or breathing into the area that you're stretching out, and breathing out as you let go. But then breathing in deeper on the next little push or the next little stretch that you do in that one area. That's helped a lot. I've noticed that I've been able to get a lot more mobility by breathing into a specific area that I'm stretching at that specific time.
The big ones are inhale up, exhale down.
Okay.
Another one to remember is inhale, we release a little bit, give ourselves some space. Exhale, we sink a little bit deeper into poses. When we want to go deeper into a stretch or deeper into a yoga pose, we don't push more, we breathe deeper. And that's a great way to look at it. So if you think you can get deeper into something, instead of, oh, I've almost got those toes, I'm going to push. Maybe it's going, okay, I think I can get down a little bit lower. So how deep can I breathe all the way into the diaphragm? And you're still... Inhale, you let yourself out of it a little bit. Exhale, you're trying to go down a little bit.
The other thing that really helped me was not stretching so much where it hurt. You're in massive pain and hurting and crying. We haven't got there yet. I found that if I pushed myself to a pain point, then my muscles would just tense up. And I wouldn't be able to relax into a stretch. It was counterintuitive to what I was actually trying to do.
The easiest way in the world to find that 70, 75, and no more than 80% is if I was in the room with you, we could have a conversation the entire time. So if I asked you a question, hey, Colby, how's this feeling, man? Your response would be, pretty good. Exactly. If your response is going to be like, beat Reddit, I feel pretty good. We're a little bit past that stuff.
That's good to know, because that feels like my stretching routines.
And then a conversation that we had in the last flexibility video, the conversation that I had with the GolfYogi about inactive stretching. I found that I could hold these for, a couple minutes here, a couple minutes there, move into another stretch, hold that for a couple minutes. And I found that over time, there's just this release of being able to sit there either longer or the stretch is deeper. The stretch gets deeper and deeper and deeper. I found that the inactive stretching is greatest after a round of golf. Yeah, I hope that's insightful. Now, when it comes to progress, you know, I didn't really feel like I was making a lot of progress. Not in the first 2 months. Like, I kind of felt like I was hitting the same pain point at the same point in the stretch for 8 weeks. And then just over the last couple of weeks, I've noticed that I'm able to get deeper and deeper in stretches. I'm able to hold stretches longer in a deeper position. I'm able to get into different positions in a stretch. So it's taken quite a while to see progress. And you know where I really see the progress is that I've played a handful of rounds of golf here now, and I've had zero pain, which is unusual for me for the last few years. To be able to play a round of golf pain-free is a huge bonus. And not just playing better, but enjoying golf more. Now, recovery. For the amount that I've been working out and the amount that I've been stretching, I wanted to make sure that I'm able to get up and do it the next morning.
You know, people spend so much time talking about the the workouts and the stretches and everything else, but recovery is just as important.
Like, what is it that you should be doing to recover from a workout or from a round of golf so you can get up the next day and do it all over again without hurting yourself? Talking about hurting yourself.
I've actually got it sitting right here because I just came in from my car, but the
Oh, I saw those at the PGA show.
best thing in the world you can do.
The GolfYogi swears by these things. This is a torture bar. They're labeled a massage bar, but don't be fooled. This thing is a torture bar for sure.
So I use the stick a lot when I'm seated. So there you've got, you're reaching behind the leg and you're kind of pushing into it.
You use it. Oh. I'll show you. I'll
Roll until it doesn't hurt anymore.
Now, you can feel when you have knots in your shoulders, in your neck, and your back. I've never really felt knots in my legs. Until this thing. It's like, it hurts, but at the same time, feels good. And you know that it's going to feel even better tomorrow. Oh, there's a knot. Oh. The other thing that the GolfYogi talks about is...
People ask me all the time, what's the healthiest thing we can do? What's the number one tip you could give somebody to be healthier? It's drink more water.
Yeah.
I tell everybody, our baseline is half your body weight in ounces a day. And unfortunately, when I say that's your baseline, a lot of people take that as that's the goal. That's a minimum. And when I say that, a lot of people go, okay, well, I weigh 180, so that's 90 ounces of water a day. And they look at me and they're like, I've never drank 90 ounces of water a day in my life.
This is the stuff that Scott McCarron uses on the senior tour. He did a speech at the PGA show, and he said that 50 of the 78 active players on the senior tour right now are using this exact brand. Now, this is not an ad, but just this has been a little lifesaver for me. I've always had a huge problem with sleep. I never have deep sleeps. I wake up way too often. And when I started using this stuff, it was instant. And I would recommend it to anyone. Disclaimer, maybe talk to a doctor first, possibly. I'm not a doctor. I've played one on TV, but I don't want to give out false advice. So do your own research, check it out. If you think it's good for you, I highly recommend it. That's my progress. Slow, steady progress that has done wonders for my game. Just the enjoyment of my game, being able to be out there all day on the range, on the putting green, go out and play a round of golf. No pain. Except for the pain of missing 4-footers and shanking shots into the bush. That's still painful. But my body is not experiencing pain. And that's a bonus. If you have any questions about stretching, mobility, flexibility, recovery, put them in the comments down below and I'll get the GolfYogi to loop in on this and answer any questions that you have. He is a wealth of knowledge, and I'd be more than happy to impart his wisdom.